I've been waiting all month to share this video with you because it is our brand new books for January 2023, and I have a huge list. This is probably my biggest monthly new book release list that I've done. I've been doing these monthly book releases for the past year or so. The last week of each month, I share with you all the new books that were released that month, because I know there are so many new books coming out every week and it's really hard to keep up with all of them. So I'm sharing them with you so that you don't have to go out and look for them. I have them all right here and you can pick and choose which ones are best for your classroom. And I'll make sure to leave a link in the description box down below that has the full collection of all the newly released books from the past year so that you can go back and look at those and again, find some more books to share in your classroom. Okay, let's jump into all of these brand new books that were released in January 2023. The first one I have is The Kindest Red, and I bet this one looks really familiar because it is the sequel to the bestseller, The Proudest Blue. And this is a great book about the power of friendship and kindness. It's picture day and a young girl can't wait to wear her special red dress and hair ribbons that have been passed down from her mother and her sister. But her teacher starts the day asking her students what kind of world, to imagine the kind of world that they want to live in. And this inspires the young girl and her friends to help each other in large ways and small throughout the day. But when it's time for the sibling pictures, the young girl realized that her and her sister don't look as much alike the other kids do with their siblings. But with the help of her classmates, she finds that acts of kindness can come back to you in the most unexpected of ways. Definitely grab this book for your classroom. The next book that I have comes from another popular author, Kobe Yamada, and this one is called Noticing. And just as the title suggests, it's all about noticing all the things around you. The big things, the little things, the imaginary, and sometimes even the hidden things. It's about embracing what's possible and that the incredible is everywhere, wanting to be known, to be discovered. And this book really encourages readers to slow down, to notice the things that are around them, and to look at the world with their hearts and to use their imagination to really expand their vision. This next one is a silly one. It is called Very Good Hats. And the author sounded really familiar, and I realized that I just read her novel. I believe this is her picture book debut, and this is a silly one about how hats can be something that you find at the store, but that anything really can be turned into a hat if you use your imagination. A raspberry can be a hat for your fingers, a pudding cup can be a hat for your stuffed animal, and even bubbles can make fun hats, even if they are only temporary. But your young readers will be delighted to know that anything can be turned into hats, and I challenge you to have them think of as many hats as they can and see how creative they can get. Another book that was released in January is a powerful story coming from another amazing author, Kwame Alexander. This one is called An American Story. And this one is truly a testament to the resilience of the African American community. And it really honors what has been and what it envisions to be. It starts with the fireside tales of an African village, and through the unspeakable passage through the Atlantic to the backbreaking work in the fields of the South. It's the story of struggle and strength, of horror and hope. It's a story of American slavery that needs to be told and understood for what it is for everyone. Again, an amazingly powerful book to share with your students. Another book that I have is another both important and powerful one, and it's called That Flag. In this story, Bianca and Kira are best friends. They are inseparable at school. But then Kira starts to question their friendship when she notices the Confederate flag hanging from Bianca's front porch. Will they be able to overlook their distinct understandings of the flag? This book takes on the issues of racism, the power of friendship, and the importance of understanding history so that we can move forward together. This will be another thought-provoking book for your students and will definitely start some important conversations among them. Next up, we have another kind of a silly book. This one is called Groundhog Gets It Wrong, and it's perfect just in time for Groundhog Day coming up soon. In this book, Groundhog is shocked and even a little ashamed that he doesn't actually have any weather predicting gifts, as some people might believe. And he's even a little embarrassed when the forecast that he predicted ruins the spring carnival. And he tries to fix his mistakes, but that ends up causing more issues in the end. Read this book with your students this February to see how Groundhog literally learns his lesson in this book. The next book that I have is a follow-up to the book All Because You Matter. This one is called We Are Here. And this one is an inspirational book and an ode to all of the Black women and men throughout history who have made amazing contributions. It's a poignant story about Black and Brown heritage and community. An amazing book to share with your students. The next January 2023 book release that I have is a nonfiction one, but will definitely get your students engaged and interested. This one is called We're Not Weird, and it gives you a peek at nature's most extraordinary creatures. Birds with blue feet, fish that walk, unicorns in the sea, and many more. Your students will be so interested in these creatures that are not weird. They'll even learn about how these animals' different quirks help them survive. This is perfect for those students who want to share a cool or even slightly gross fact with others. Definitely one that will get your kids interested. Up next, I have Dim Sum, Here We Come. And this one is about a Chinese American girl and her younger sister as they attend their weekly dim sum dinner. This family gathering is a celebration of the traditional Chinese customs that are passed down from generation to generation, such as togetherness, love, family, and delicious food. The next new release that I have for January 2023 is an autobiographical picture book. The Green Piano is about the multiple Grammy Award winning singer Roberta Flack. She talks about her childhood and how she grew up in a home surrounded by music and love. And she shares how her journey started with a beat up old piano that her father found in a junkyard, repaired, and then painted green. An inspiring tale for any of the budding musicians that you might have in your classroom. Okay, we're still going with new releases from January 2023. I told you that I had a lot. I still have some great ones, so make sure you grab a drink and then come back and we can finish up the rest of the books that I have to share with you today. This next one I have is called Beneath. Finn is in a horrible mood and doesn't want to talk about it. But after some persuading, they agree to go for a hike with Grandpa. Throughout the walk, they see many different things. Big, strong trees with their roots growing underground. Flowing rivers with fish underneath the water. And a bird with eggs nestled underneath her in her nest. And Finn starts to realize that just like the elements of nature, people are more than they appear. There's more underneath the surface, beneath the surface. And Grandpa explains, beneath a person that doesn't seem like they would understand what you're feeling is someone who is feeling the exact same way. An interesting one to share with your class. This next book that I have, I've actually already shared. I shared this one in our picture books about Lunar New Year. This one is called Chloe's Lunar New Year. It's almost the holiday and Chloe can't wait to celebrate. But first, she and her family must prepare for the new year. They buy new shoes, lay out good luck oranges, decorate the red envelope, even make a crispy turnip cake. Everyone comes together to share a fantastic feast. And Chloe loves the festive celebration and the yummy food. But most of all, she enjoys time with her family. A wonderful holiday book to share with your students. This next book that I have, it might look familiar to you. This is another popular character. This one is Una in the Arctic. Una is on a mission. A baby beluga whale has been separated from her family and needs help returning to her home. And her home is in the icy Arctic. So Una's a little nervous. She and her friend have never wandered far from their warm waters. But will old ship maps and a compass be enough to lead them? Una may be a little mermaid, but she is determined to see this mission through. So with a little bit of bravery and help from some new friends, they'll do anything they can to reunite this baby beluga whale with her pod once more. Another book that I have kind of reminds me of a few other books that I've shared before. This one is Platinos Go With Everything. And it kind of reminds me of a mix of Fry Bread and Paletero Man. It's a vibrant and cheerful ode to the star of this Dominican cuisine. Platinos are this young girl's favorite food. They can be sweet and sugary or salty and savory, and they're part of almost every meal her Dominican family makes. So join her in this book and stop by her apartment to find out why Platinos go with everything. Okay, let's wrap this video up with the last new release of January 2023 that I wanted to share with you. This one is called Today is a Me Day. A young girl decides that even though she has lots of things to do, she decides to focus on all the things that make her happy, all the things that she enjoys doing. And so she calls it a me day and makes this wonderful list of all the things that make her happy. She has lunch with her teddy bear, she brews some wild teas, and even works on her warrior pose. I think this would be an interesting one to share with your students and talking about the things that they really enjoy doing. If they had a me day, what are all the things that they would do that make them happy? So those are my collection of new releases from January 2023, and I know there's quite a few more, but those are some of my favorites that I think you guys will enjoy as well. And I left links to all of the books in the description box below so that you can be sure to grab them from your local library or bookstore to share in your classroom. And let me know which one you are most interested in sharing with your class. Leave a comment down below because I want to know which one resonated with you and your students the most. And make sure you stay tuned because I will have another episode of new book releases at the end of February. And I've already started working even on March's new book releases, and that one is another huge list already. So that will be another great video of books that you can add to your classroom collection. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit that red subscribe button down below. Have a great week.